You have two applications here tonight. Okay. Bit of housekeeping. We have the minutes from March 15, 2022. Can we get a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll make the motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Pass this to Carrie.
Yeah, Kurt.
Okay, we have one board member that's not present for tonight's meeting, and I would like to advise everybody that since only 4 members are present tonight, the approval of 3 board members would be required to approve or disapprove any application on tonight's agenda. Any applicant who does not want to be heard tonight may request the board to hold over their application to the next meeting. However, you must state so before we begin. Anybody that does not want to be heard tonight? Okay. Why don't we start with BHAMWHB LLC, 12 Dune Road. This is for additions and alterations to single-family dwelling, 5 bedrooms, 5.5 bath, including a minor 1-story addition over the existing piles, multiple second-story additions to extend over the entire first story, rear roof over existing deck with a balcony above, front roof over, reconstruct entry stairs, resurface the walkway to the bay, and replace a paver driveway in kind. Good evening.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Jason Ormond. Yep. Okay. If you're familiar with the property, it's a really dated 80s kind of design with vertical white stained cedar siding, some pipe railings, and some glass block, and a round sort of atrium in front. With some small additions in the front on the second floor, we're going to square off the facade with some smooth white stucco and natural mahogany accents in the middle portion of the house, and on the lower portion, the garage section. Black Marvin windows, and some stainless steel cable rails in for the front entry and the rear decks. The driveway is going to be pavers, replacing the old ones with some minimal new planting. They're going to keep a lot of the existing landscaping and just tidy it up with some new ornamental grasses in front of the house and along the sides of each side of the driveway.
If you could just put into the record where the AC units are, Jason?
The AC units are on the east side of the house, about 10 feet back from the front.
Okay, nothing on the roof that's going to go above the parapet?
No.
So there's some existing landscaping and some new?
Yeah.
Can you just describe what the new landscaping?
The new will just be some ornamental grasses en masse along the east and west side of the parking areas in the driveway, and some in the front of the house on the east side there.
Okay.
But the rest is going to be, like I said, there's a lot of existing stuff there. There's a small stone retaining wall that's going to remain, and they're going to just clean it up.
And there's no gate proposed for that?
Driveway gate, no.
Posts?
Yeah, just some posts
Just
with
posts.
some lights either side of each
Uh-huh.
entrance there.
Where's the pool equipment?
The pool equipment is underneath the deck. It's currently, actually, I'm sorry, I believe it currently exists on the west side, near the rear of the house. There's some wood walls there.
Can you see how the posts indicated it's too small in the driveway post?
Yeah. This feels stone.
Is there a larger plan of the landscaping?
There's this I have with me, if you want to look at that.
Are there gonna be posts in front of the driveway?
Yeah, either side of the entry, with some lights, lantern lights.
Yeah, I don't
And-
think those were advertised, right? The posts?
Are they
Existing
They're
posts?
existing.
Um,
aren't
Is it labeled as such?
No, just as,
This
It
is-
says eight,
You know, I'm sorry, yeah, if you see in the picture there are some
Yeah.
posts that are gonna be replaced though, either side.
Replace paved driveway and
Yeah.
does it have to be advertised if they're replacing them? Okay, check with Brad on that. Okay. Any other questions from the board?
They're just gonna remove the dock? It's gone. It says
Sorry,
remove
can I see that?
existing dock. Box and building new kayak storage.
Yeah, we don't get involved.
We're not worried
with
about
docks.
Yeah, and,
That's the town of Southampton.
Leave that alone.
Okay, yep,
yeah.
all right.
Just curious.
Do you have any questions?
Rookie mistake.
Can we get a motion to approve this application,
I'll make the motion.
subject to clarifying the post driveway post?
Okay, I'll make that motion.
We have a second?
I'll second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck.
We'll stamp that. You too, thank you. We're stamping the office copy.
What's that?
Copy is on your desk.
Thank you.
Does it have to be black?
No.
All the roses.
Okay, next we have the application for Martin and Melody Scharf, 36 Griffin Avenue. Additions and alterations to a single-family dwelling, 7 bedrooms, 8 bath and sanitary system, 1-story side addition over a crawl space to extend sitting room, rear addition over crawl space to extend the dining room, 2nd-story addition over existing patio on tiles and expanding the dining room, minor front additions to extend the existing rooms with associated interior alterations and roof line changes.
Thank you.
Is that new, Sal?
It's just a copy of what you already have in the file.
I just highlighted it. Sal Iannone, architect for the applicant, Mr. and Mrs. Scharf. We're proposing some additions to the first and second floor. The first page you see there is the site plan. Most of the work that we're proposing is in the rear of the residence. So if you turn to the next page, page 2, the addition on the first floor is going out the back to enlarge the dining room, and over on the right side, pushing out the side to enlarge the sitting room. The next page is the upper floor plan. We're proposing to basically reconstruct the left side of the house to do an addition to the rear of the residence. Currently, the whole left side of the house is the master suite. We're going to turn that section of the house into 2 bedrooms and the master bedroom.
Thanks for highlighting this, it helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's great.
And then the exterior is going to match the existing, same windows, same roofing, same siding, same colors. So the house will just blend right back in again.
Sal, could you just read through so we can get it on the record, the exterior finish schedule?
The exterior finish schedule, let's read that off. We have beveled cedar siding,
Right.
will be a beige color. The roofing will be cedar and natural.
Well, you're saying beige, this says gray.
I have a picture, I don't know, it's a beige, it's existing, we're just gonna match it.
Okay. So we'll say to match existing.
To match existing is,
Right.
it's a beige or a gray, it's a neutral color. The windows and doors are all white, Pella. And the fascias are all white and trim is all white.
Okay. Any questions on the building from the board?
Are you changing the driveway?
No, we're not, well, we have to change the driveway to do the septic, yes. So on the first page, that whole section of driveway has to be pulled out to replace the septic system. That's a big job.
And there's no retaining wall.
There's no retaining walls. No, the front courtyard is getting torn up. The system is on the, if you're looking at my site plan, it's on the lower left corner. So that whole corner of the driveway up to the front door is getting damaged to remove the system and put a new one in.
Okay, no posts, no gates?
Everything is existing. We're not, I don't believe there are any there now, so there won't be any when we're done.
Okay. And the landscaping is gonna remain, is that it?
Yeah, the landscaping would remain. We're not, the only area we have to touch is for the septic system.
Any other questions from the board?
Let's see.
Can we get a motion to approve this application?
Sure, I'd like to make a motion to accept this application.
Do we have a second?
A second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, board members.
Good luck.
Okay, next we have the sign applications for WHB Development Partners LLC, 107 Riverhead Road. One is for a ground sign for the 7-Eleven, the other one is a wall sign for the 7-Eleven, so.
Good evening for
Good
the
evening,
applicant.
Mr. Hume.
How are you? James N. Hume, 323 Mill Road, West Hampton Beach. As was indicated in the notice, this is the sign package for the 7-Eleven to be constructed at 107 Old Riverhead Road, right up next to the train tracks. We have all but, we're just waiting for Health Department to get the planning board approval, so we're there. We had a zoning board approval for the location of the building. We're expecting zoning board approval next week for certain aspects of these two signs. But the building department, I guess, was confident enough, as we are, that we're gonna get those variances, so they put us here. This, as you indicated, is for two signs. One is a wall sign, one is a ground sign. You may notice if you drive by there's already a ground sign on the property for the Metro storage, which is behind. There is a zoning variance that approved that as a second ground sign for this property, because as you may know, under the code, you can only have one ground sign on this property, but there was a zoning board for relief for that as well, so the Metro storage folks, when they subdivided the property and built on the back lot, they could have their sign on the front lot. So all of that has, I think, has lined up to bring us here for these two signs. In the package, they're shown the wall sign on the front of the building. There's not going to be any signage on the canopy over the, I'm sorry, do you have a question?
No, if you would, Mr. Hume, if you could just clarify what's taking place with the zoning board. We have this, I don't know if you, does Jim have this?
No, I didn't get
If you can clarify what you're anticipating.
Oh, yes.
The zoning board
We
will-
modified the original sign application so that the only variances we need are the height of the lettering on both the wall sign and on the ground sign.
Okay.
And those are the two variances that we're expecting to get.
And the square footage?
The square footage, we meet the code. We reduced the size of the ground sign to meet the required
So the
square footage.
illumination, and that's
Okay,
not
and the-
part of it?
No, the illumination is not part of it either. That
So
was
that's out.
That's out as well. That was a hard stop with the zoning board, so.
I just wanted to get that on.
Yes, yes, so the only relief that we need, and the only relief that we're expecting to get, is the height of the lettering on both the front of the building, on the wall sign, because the building is set more than 50 feet back from the road, so the zoning board was sympathetic to people's ability to see the sign at that distance. And on the ground sign, the variance is really for the logo, but it matches the size pretty much of the logo on the Metro sign, which is also on the property. But in any event, we're expecting to get the relief that we need for both of these signs as presented to you. And the colors and the sizes and the manner of lighting is shown in the various plans that we submitted.
You had a question on the materials? Mike?
No. No, I think we talked about
And this is the standard 7-Eleven logo.
If you can just get into the
that. Yeah.
record.
What kind of material are they gonna use for the sign? The lettering on the wall?
Let's see, it says. Sandblasted wood grain style. Is it a wooden sign, or the sign on the?
It might be, feel like wood, but it might be.
It's a composite of some kind?
It would be like a wooden type sign that's gonna be not backlit, but with, probably with downlit, right?
Yes, that's what the plan
Not
shows.
lighting with downlit.
Yep.
It'll appear to wood for anybody except that it's, more of a durable synthetic product.
Is that this on the site plan where, that?
It's on the plan, let's just take a look. Yes, that identifies that product. It's also identified on this sign as well, on this page as well. In the upper left-hand upper.
And what is there,
right-hand
one
corner.
fixture going, is it one fixture going across?
I think it looks like 3 or 4 goosenecks on the site plan.
I didn't know if you meant fixtures in the sign or fixtures in lights.
Lights.
The lights he's
I
talking
would
about.
imagine it's multiple lights.
On the site plan drawing, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 goosenecks above that sign.
What's that?
Yeah, that's just an example, typical example of the electronics that goes along with it.
So they're gooseneck lights, is that what you're?
That's what the plan shows, yes. And then there's a similar light above the top of the ground sign as well.
Let's just stay with the wall sign for a minute. I'm just looking at that.
It's a cable. So I'm trying to look at it right now. So it's gonna be like this? with
Yes.
Goosenecks, 4 goosenecks over it?
Yes.
Lighting wooden wood,
Yes.
hardwood letters?
Yes.
In 7-Eleven's colors?
Yes.
And question is, the leader cable, and that's what's doing the goosenecks coming down, right?
Right.
Yes, we could have posted. Here, they gotta have cable for it. That holds the lights, that lights that.
Do you have any questions? All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the wall sign if we could.
That was the wall sign.
That was
The ground
the
sign. Yeah.
Ground sign.
You want the ground sign?
So the ground sign is in 2 parts. Well, part of it, half of the square footage is the logo, and the other is the gas pricing, which will be manually operated. The rear illumination issue that we tried to discuss with the zoning board was really a digital sign, because the price of gas is going up and down and up and down. We thought it might be nice to be able to just do that electronically, but the zoning board didn't quite see it that way, so. And there appears to be a lighting fixture on the top that it downlights the entire sign. And it's 2-sided. Yeah. And the accommodation for the size of the lettering here really has to do with the fact that on Old Riverhead Road, above the above the train tracks, the speed limit is 55 miles an hour. It just changed to 40 as you come across the train track, but how many people have slowed down that quickly? So they were appreciative of the fact that people are driving by pretty quickly.
And
They gave us a little bit
and
more
they
height.
won't know it's a
They won't,
7-Eleven.
yeah, they won't know it's a 7-Eleven. So,
What's the materials with this?
This
Here
is
we go.
extruded aluminum. That's what it says. Sandblasted HDU wood grain style for the sign itself. Similar to what's on the front of the building.
That's gonna be in the front, right? This
Yes.
way?
It's gonna be perpendicular to the
To the road,
to the
two-sided.
road, and it's 2-sided.
Okay. And again, nothing on the canopy.
Nothing on the canopies over the fuel pumps, correct?
Okay. Any questions from the board? Can we get a motion to approve both of these signs? One being the wall sign, the other one being the ground sign, subject to ZBA approval at the next meeting.
I'll make that motion, subject to the DBA approval.
Okay? We have a second?
A second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good to see you all.
Thank you. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Good to see you.
not here, what happens?
Keep the package together.
We usually ask that people try to hear, so if people have questions. It's gonna go ahead and look.
Okay, we have the sign application for 17 DR LLC, 17 Dune Road. This is for the driveway pillars and gate. Have you had an opportunity to look at that package that we were given?
Yep. I think we,
But isn't that,
The question
that's
was-
not the package, is it?
That's the
that's this.
representation of another property in Quogue that has 4 posts. My understanding is this is gonna have 2 posts, but that's all we have.
Don't you think they might wanna give us what it looks like?
Yeah, I think
Instead
they
of a
should.
representation of another town?
Particularly when they're not here to answer any questions about what you do have in front of you.
I can't, it's, my understanding is what's in
Yeah.
front of me is not what's being built.
Well, he doesn't have to come. I guess the board is asking for a representation of what's proposed for this. So
Like
there's no
clarification.
hurry. The building is not under construction yet. So if you want to hold this over until we receive that, let him know he does not have to come. But the board is asking to see a representation of what's going to be on this property. That good, Lisa?
Yep.
States so in the notification?
Okay. So can we get a motion to hold this over?
I'll make the motion.
We have a second?
I'll second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all. Have a good evening. We have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to
We have a
adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
We have a second.
I'll second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
You got me with my electrician.